our next category here is the biggest surprise. This can be good or bad. But what or whom has been your biggest surprise this season? Who's got a good one here?
This can only be one person, right?
I don't know.
No, I think
I guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah. Okay, you go, Scott.
It's got to be Chase McLaughlin.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Of all the people that had low expectations coming into this season and really shot past them, you got a kicker who has not missed, who is he became the first kicker since Phil Dawson to hit 2 50-yard field goals in the same game, and he became the first kicker since Phil Dawson to have 50-yard field goals in more than one game in a season. Like, the connection just won't go away. He's like Phil Dawson waiting to happen, right? But yeah, I saw this category and I'm like, Chase McLaughlin.
No,
he's
good.
probably even surprised the people that made the decision to keep him. I mean, they wouldn't even say he was the kicker when he was the only kicker on the roster, and here he is now. He's pretty much locked that job down. So yeah, that's a good one. Mary Kay, what did you have?
Well, that brings to mind the fact that, someday when I'm sitting in the Hall of Fame selection room and we are presenting Chase McLaughlin, he's going to say, they didn't even name me the kicker in training camp that year. I went out and made 3 50-yard field goals in weeks 3 and 4. They didn't even tell me I had the job, right? Can you just hear it?
No, he's going to be a drop the mic guy.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know what? I mean, that's such a good one, Scott. Mike Prefer often accuses me of not caring enough about special teams. And you know what? He's got me there. Sometimes I really don't care enough about special teams, but this is the perfect example of that you need to. And look what he's been able to do. My most surprising thing of the season so far is that Baker Mayfield has 2 touchdown passes after 4 games. I'm sorry. That just surprises the absolute heck out of me. It really does. I did not see that coming for anything. Okay. I mean, by this point, especially because they weren't necessarily playing some of the juggernauts of the NFL in this first quarter. I certainly thought by now that he would have, whatever, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 touchdown passes, 11, something.
Not
other
7, not 8, not 9.
than, something other than 2, right? It's just not at all what I saw coming. And I haven't done the math yet. Somebody help me out with the math real quick. What does that project to over the 17-game season? Who's got it?
If these are our quarter poll awards, right? So that would be 8 plus you get that extra game 9. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have had 2 to OBJ against the Vikings.
Yeah. Right.
Really. Maybe another one to Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. So we thought, we have him. I think most of us, I know for sure, Ellis, you actually put that number too at 30 something touchdown passes. And I 100% agreed with that because that's what guys do in the second season of Kevin Stefanski's, Kyle Shanahan's offense. You throw 30 touchdown passes and you throw maybe 10 interceptions and you complete 68% of your passes. That's what you do. And you end up with a rating over 100. That's how this works. And the 2 has really, really shocked the heck out of me. And especially this past game, so out of character, very strange. And I think he's going to get it turned around. But so far for me, that's been the biggest surprise of the first quarter.
Yeah. And my pick ties into that. It's not a player, it's a unit, but I'm just surprised at how average the Browns red zone offense is. They're converting touchdowns at only a 62% clip. That's good for 17th league wide. I believe they were a top 4 offense, definitely top 5 last year, converting somewhere in the 80% range. Their touchdowns, and a lot of that has to do with Baker Mayfield. He's not as accurate and as precise in the red zone right now. Kevin Stefanski, I don't think is calling his best plays in the red zone either. But again, this is a Baker Mayfield issue. The Odell touchdown in the red zone is a great example of that. And to me, this is a team that I thought was going to be almost just gimmies down there in the red zone with how versatile they can attack you, whether it was Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, or I thought Baker really owning the red zone area, and that just hasn't happened yet. Again, I think it turns around, but aside from Baker stepping it up, I really don't have an explanation for why they've been so mediocre so far through 4 games.
Yeah, and my biggest surprise kind of ties into that as well. It's the fact that we're talking about the defense more than we are the offense after 4 games. And I mean, after this team jumped out on the Chiefs 22-10 in the first half of that game, you know, I think we all felt like coming into this season, we were going to be talking about how high flying and high scoring this offense was early in the season. And, you know, I mean, the points have been there. I mean, this last game, obviously they only scored 14. I mean, they put up points. They scored 31 against Houston. They scored 26 against the Bears. So the points have been there. The yards have been there, but it's still just doesn't feel like this is a dynamic, high scoring offense right now. So that's why I think the surprise here is we're talking about how dominant the defense has been, because I think coming in, it was like, okay, the offense will just hit the ground running and it's going to pick up right where it left off last year. And the defense is going to take some time, but here we are coming off a 14-7 win over the Vikings. And the story the last 2 weeks has been the play of the defense. So that's kind of my biggest surprise there. I think those all sort of tie together here. Baker Mayfield's performance, the red zone offense, and then really the fact that we're talking about the defense and not how many points this team is scoring.